सकले सम्मान करिते शक्ति देहो नाथा जथा जथा तब त्यो गाइबो हरि नाम सुखे हरि नाम सुखे तबे तो गाइबो हरि नाम सुखे हरि नाम सुखे अपराध बेहता गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये कबे नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कृतार्थ होई बेनाथा नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कृतार्थ होई कबे नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कृतार्थ होई बेनाथा नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कृतार्थ होई बेनाथा ओ शक्ति बुद्धिहीन आमी अति दीना शक्ति बुद्धिहीना आमी अति दीना शक्ति बुद्धिहीना आमी अति दीना करो मोरे आत्मसाथा करो मोरे आत्मसाथा करो मोरे आत्मसाथा गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ये दासे तृणपे का दीना योग्यता विचारे किछु नाही पाई तुम्हारा करुणा सारा योग्यता विचारे किछु नाही पाए तुम्हारा करुणा सारा योग्यता विचारे किछु नाही पाई तुम्हारा करुणा सारा योग्यता विचारे किछु नाही पाए तुम्हारा करुणा करुणा न होइले कांदिया कांदिया 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 प्राण नरा રાખીબો આરા,
પ્રાણ ના રાખીબો આરા,
પ્રાણ ના રાખીબો આરા,
પ્રાણ ના રાખીબો આરા.
ગુરુદેવ કૃપા બિંદુ દિયા કરો એ દાસે તૃણ બેકાતીના.
ગુરુદેવ કૃપા બિંદુ દિયા કરો એ દાસે તૃણ બેકાતીના.
ગુરુદેવ કૃપા બિંદુ દિયા કરો એ દાસે તૃણ બેકાતીના.
ગુરુદેવ કૃપા બિંદુ દિયા કરો એ દાસે તૃણ બેકાતીના.
જય ગુરુદેવા શ્રીલ પ્રભુપદા, ગુરુદેવા જય પ્રભુપદા,
જય ગુરુદેવા શ્રીલ પ્રભુપાદા, ગુરુદેવા શ્રીલ પ્રભુપાદા.
જય જય ગુરુદેવ પ્રભુપાદ, ગુરુદેવ જય જય પ્રભુપાદ,
જય જય ગુરુદેવ પ્રભુપાદ, ગુરુદેવ પ્રભુપાદ.
વિશ્વગુરુ શ્રી પ્રભુપાદ કી જય. ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर, दया रसागर, ए दासे करुणा कोरे.
ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर, दया रसागर, हे दासे करुणा कोरी.
दिया पद छाया शोधो हे आमाया,
दिया पद छाया शोधो हे आमारे,
तोमारा चरण धोरे,
तोमारा चरण धोरे.
क्षय बेगदो में क्षय दोष शोधि, क्षय गुण देहो दासे.
क्षय बेगदो में क्षय दोष शोधि, क्षय गुण देहो दासे.
क्षय सत्संग देहो हे आमारे,
क्षय सत्संग देहो हे आमारे,
पोषे ची संगेराशे,
पोषे ची संगेराशे.
एकाकी आमारा नाही पाय बल, हरि नाम संकीर्तने.
एकाकी आमारा नाही माया बल, हरि नाम संकीर्तने.
तुमी कृपा कोरी श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया,
तुम्ही कृपा कोरे श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया,
देहो कृष्ण नाम धने,
देहो कृष्ण नाम धने.
कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण दीते पारो, तुम्हारा शक्ति आछे.
कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण दीते पारो, तुम्हारा शक्ति आछे.
आमी तो कांगल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली,
आमी तो कांगले कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले,
धाई तव पाछे पाछे,
धाई तव पाछे पाछे।
ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर, ए दासे करुणा कोरी।
वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर, ए दासे करुणा कोरी।
ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर श्रीला प्रभुपादा, वैष्णव ठाकुर श्रीला प्रभुपादा,
वैष्णव ठाकुर श्रीला प्रभुपादा, वैष्णव ठाकुर श्रीला प्रभुपादा।
जय जय गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद, गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद,
जय जय गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद, गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद।
निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल,
निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। विश्व गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Bolo Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada
Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada
Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada
Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru
Jai Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jai Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada
Jai Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Vishwa Guru Jaya Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Prabhupada Gurudev Prabhupada Gurudev Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanande
Srila Prabhupada ki. I extend a very warm welcome to all the devotees assembled here and those devotees who have joined us online on the occasion of the celebration of the first Vijayotsava festival of Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada's Vijayotsava festival marks the historic judgment of the Supreme Court in favour of ISKCON Bangalore. This is a spiritual milestone that honours Srila Prabhupada's instructions, protects his rightful position as the sole Acharya of ISKCON, and safeguards the legacy of sincere devotees who upheld his will with unwavering dedication despite decades of opposition and hardships. Today, we have all gathered here to celebrate the historic judgment with gratitude, humility, and renewed commitment to Srila Prabhupada. We will now have an Abhishek for His Divine Grace. During the Abhishekam, we shall be singing bhajans and kirtans, and I request all the devotees gathered here to please join us wholeheartedly in these kirtans and sing along with us as we perform the Abhishekam to Srila Prabhupada. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai. Om
Swasti no Govinda, Swasti no Achyutananda. Swasti no Vasudevo Vishnu Dadatu. Swasti no Narayano Naro Vai. Swasti no Padmanabha Purushottamo Dadatu. Swasti no Vishwaksheno Vishveshwaraha. Swasti no Rishikesho Harir Dadatu. Swasti no Vainateyo Harihi. Swasti no Anjana Suto Hanur Bhagavato Dadatu. Swasti Swasti Sumangalekesho Mahan. Shri Krishna Satchidananda Gana Sarveshwareshwaro Dadatu. Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Swasti. Shri Guru Paramananda Premananda Palaprada व्रजानन्द प्रदानन्द सेवायामानि योजय ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री गोविंद गोविंद गोविन्दः अस्य श्री भगवत महापुरुषस्य विष्णोराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीयपरार्धे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टविंशतितमे कलियुगे प्रथमपादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यावहारिके प्रभवादि षष्टि संवत्सराणां मध्ये श्री विश्वावसु नाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे ग्रीष्म ऋतौ ज्येष्ठ मासे कृष्ण पक्षे षष्ट्यां शुभतिथौ भानुवासरयुक्तायाम् उत्तराषाढ नक्षत्रयुक्तायां शुक्लयोगे गरजकरणे एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्री भगवदाज्ञया भगवत्कैंकर्य रूपम् श्रील प्रभुपाद स्वामिनः प्रीत्यर्थम् कृपाकटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम् विश्वगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद विजयोत्सव दिनाङ्कम् पंचामृताभिषेक समेत षोडशोपचार आराधनमद्य करिष्ये भगवतो बलेन भगवतो वीर्येण भगवतस्तेजसा भगवतः कर्मणा भगवतः कर्म करिष्यामि भगवानेव स्वनीयं य स्वरूपस्थिते प्रवृत्तिवशेन शरसेन स्वाराधनैक प्रयोजनाय भगवान् स्वस्मै स्वप्रीतये स्वयमेव कारितवान् भगवान् वासुदेवः ध्यानम् प्रातः श्रीमन्नवद्वीपे द्विनेत्रं द्विभुजं गुरुं वराभयप्रदं शान्तं स्मरेत् तन्नाम पूर्वकम् त्वं गोपिका वृषरवेस्तनयान्तिकेसि सेवाधिकारिणि गुरो निजपादपद्मे दास्यं प्रदाय कुरु मां व्रजकानने श्री राधाङ्घ्रिसेवनरसे सुखिनीं सुखाब्धौ इदमासनम् स्वागतं सुस्वागतम् एतत्पाद्यम् इदम् अर्घ्यम् इदम् आचमनीयम् ये समदुपर्कः इदम् पुनराचमनीयम् इदं स्नानीयम् Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishnaicachetamadamoha vinashakarin Madrishtigochara Prabho Prabhupada Swamin Doshabhivritti paridoshita buddhe Sanchintayami charanau tava bhakti heto Vrindavane ramanareti prasiddha bhumau Tatrapi Krishna Balarama Supada Mule Jnanam param parama Krishna sudharmiti uktam Dantastu deva Prabhupada namo namaste. Namaste namaste kripa purna drishti Namaste namaste mahananda dhatri Namamo namamah punarraksha raksha Prasida prabho pahi mam daksha daksha. Bhakti Siddhanta Shishyaya Bhakti Vedanta Namine Prasannaya Prashantaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Vanga Bhumi Jana Bhushana Gaura Leela Gauranga Bhava Parisarana Matra Sheela Radha Mukunda Pada Padma Mano Vilasi Ananda Rashi Prabhupada Namo Namaste. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Samsara dava nalalidhaloka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatam.
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 प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवास्य
Radhasya kalyana gunanavasya
वन्दे गुरोः श्रीं चरणारविन्दम्
Vande Guroh Shri Charanarvindam.
महाप्रभो की अननृत्य गीत मनसोरसेना रोमाञ्चकम्पाश्रुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
रोमाञ्चकम्पाश्रुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
श्रीविग्रहाराधननित्यनाना शृङ्गारतन्मन्दिरमार्जनादो युक्तास्य भक्तां शनियुञ्जतोऽपि युक्तास्य भक्तां शनियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत् प्रसादो स्वादन्न तृप्ता हरिभक्त संघा
चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत् प्रसादो स्वादन्न तृप्ता हरिभक्त संघा
कृत्वैव तृप्ते भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
कृत्वैव तृप्ते भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दम्
श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना
श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना
श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना
श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना
प्रतिक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरोः श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
प्रतीक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरोः श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेलिसेभ्यै यायालिभीर्यो गतिरपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदाक्ष अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरोः श्रीचरणारविन्दम् 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 साक्षाद्धरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा व्यतैव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोर्यः प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरोः श्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसादा भगवत्प्रसाद यस्या प्रसादा न गतिः कुतोऽपि ध्यायस्तु वांस्तस्य यस्य स्त्रीसन्ध्या ध्यायस्तु वांस्तस्य यस्य स्त्रीसन्ध्या वन्दे गुरोः श्रीचरणारविन्दम् 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada.
Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada.
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Sankirtan Pracharak Srila Prabhupada, Sankirtan Pracharak Srila Prabhupada, Sankirtan Naam Pracharak Srila Prabhupada, Naam Pracharak Srila Prabhupada.
Pracharak Srila Prabhupada, Nama Pracharak Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Vishwa Guru, Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada,
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada,
Nam Pracharak Srila Prabhupada,
Ram Pracharak Srila Prabhupada,
Kali Yuga Pavan Srila Prabhupada,
Pavan Srila Prabhupada,
Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada,
Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada,
Vishwa Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Guru Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada,
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila 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 Prabhupada,
Vishwa Guru
Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru
Srila Prabhupada ki
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यत्यतयो विशन्ति वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थाः सन्न्यासयोगाद्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे दहरं विपाप्मं परमेश्मभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमद्य सग्रस्तम् तत्रापि दहरं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यद्वेदादौ स्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परस्य महेश्वरः हरिः ॐ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय विश्व गुरु शिला प्रभुपादा, विश्व गुरु शिला प्रभुपादा,
विश्व गुरु शिला प्रभुपादा, विश्व गुरु शिला प्रभुपादा.
निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल,
हरि बोल, हरि बोल,
हरि बोल, हरि बोल.
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. We are pleased to acknowledge the Sevakartas of today's event. The Mukhya Yajaman Sevakartas are Shri Agrani Krishna Dasa and family, Shri Panduranga Dasa and family, Srimati Tulsi Devi Dasi and family. The Abhishekam Sevakartas are Miss Ashwini Rao and family, Shri Akilatma Krishna Dasa and family, Shri Channa Basavaya RM and family, Shri Gadadhara Dasa and family, Shri Giridhari Krishna Dasa and family, Shri Madhava Chaitanya Dasa and family, Shri Maturadipati Dasa and family, Shri Neelakanta and family, Shri Padaravinda Dasa and family, Shri Pallai Makkal Vasu and family, Shri Prakash Mangat and family, Shri Prashant Raju PS and family, Shri Prashant S and family, Srimati Rashmi Kalra and family, Shri Sauri Krishna Dasa and family, Shri Shubhanama Dasa and family, Shri Sudeva Datta Doshaj and family, Srimati Kamala Sundari Devi and family, Shri Ujjvala Simhadas and family, Shri Charu Krishna Dasa and family. All the Sevakartas and their family members are the fortunate recipients of the blessings of their lordships, Shri Radha Krishna Chandra and Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. The next program will begin in about 5 minutes. Kirtans in the meanwhile.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी.
राधा माधवा
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी.
राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी.
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी.
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी.
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी.
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी.
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन.
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 यमुना तीरा वनचारी.
यमुना तीरा वनचारी.
यमुना तीरा वनचारी.
यमुना तीरा वनचारी.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Hare Krishna. I once again welcome all the devotees who have joined us here and those who have joined us online for the celebrations of the first Vijayotsava festival of Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. We now move on to the next part of the celebrations, and I now call upon stage His Grace Shri Chanchalapati Prabhu, Senior Vice President of ISKCON Bangalore, Vice Chairman of the Akshay Patra Foundation and Temple President of Vrindavan Chandrodaya Mandir, to give the welcome address.
Hare Krishna. It's a very joyous occasion for all the followers of Srila Prabhupada. Today we are observing the Vijayotsava festival, and we have amidst us some of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada from pre-1977 1977 days who have been silently supporting us, encouraging us, giving us the inspiration and advice from behind. And we are very happy to have some of these senior members of ISKCON amidst us this morning. I would like to extend a very hearty welcome to His Grace Ami Atma Prabhu. In the days when Srila Prabhupada, he did services in different temples, but especially around 1977, he was doing service in Los Angeles temple. He was overseeing he's an engineering, he has an engineering background, electronics engineering background. I request him to accept a garland. And he was also doing Pujari service along with his services, involved in the first American transcendental experience diorama display. Srila Prabhupada was very much keen to have dioramas to display and to communicate some of the important principles of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada was encouraging making of dioramas and even moving dioramas. You can imagine 1970s, the technology that was available there at that time. And so Ami Atma Prabhu was involved in those diorama displays in Los Angeles temple, and he was also doing Pujari service in Los Angeles temple. There is something very interesting that happened in 1977, which he has described in his book. I'll talk about that later. Also wish to extend a very hearty welcome to Tattva Darshan Prabhu. Tattva Darshan Prabhu he has been also doing service for many years. And before we all came in, he was the temple president of ISKCON Bangalore. And it was he who recommended me for initiation. Sometime he told me he regrets. He's saying he's a bad boy who recommended me. Then we also wish to extend a very hearty welcome to Satvik Prabhu. Satvik Prabhu also was involved in Bangalore temple. After Tattva Darshan Prabhu, I think there was someone else. And then Satvik Prabhu was the next temple president of Bangalore temple. When I used to come from Institute College, he would be giving class, and he's a wonderful singer. and he introduced us to some of the Bhakti Vinod Thakur's songs. One particular song, Yadi Te Haripada Saroja Sudha. There is a verse in that which he used to sing. It's a long song. That one particular verse specially inspired me to give up home, studies, everything, and join the temple. Next, I would like to extend a very hearty welcome to Shambhu Prabhu. He joined ISKCON when he was a kid, really a small boy. There is a picture of him with Srila Prabhupada in the front, and he's somewhere standing there in saffron dress as a small kid in New York City. Very happy to welcome him. And Shambhu Prabhu has compiled one book which is specially relevant for all of us here. It's a book which he has compiled on Prabhupada's teachings on the subject, what is the duty of every Indian who is born in Bharata Bhumi. So it's a small book, it's available in our counters. Bharata Bhumite Manushya Janma Hoile Yar. Janma Sartak, it's a book on that compilation of what Prabhupada has said, and he's very fond of those compilations. He's traveling all over India, reminding all Indians, this is what you should be doing according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and according to Prabhupada. Very happy to have you also here. He's reminding, if you go and buy a book, he's happy to sign the copy for you. And so I'm also happy to have all our GBC members. On behalf of Madhu Pandit Prabhu, I would like to extend a very hearty welcome to the GBC members of our group of GBCs who are here. Some of the GBCs are here, not all of them. Some of them have returned to their temples to have a similar Vijayotsava in their temples today. And I request all the GBC members to accept a garland prasadam from the devotees. Stoka Krishna Maharaj, Madhu Pandit Prabhu, a garland of prasadam for Madhu Pandit Prabhu. And to Jai Chaitanya Prabhu, Jai Chaitanya Prabhu, Amitasana Prabhu. Jai Chaitanya Prabhu was actively involved in the court cases. He stood in the witness box for 1 month, being cross-questioned by the opposite lawyers. It was a very stressful, tense moment, and he withstood that. And the statements he made in the court were cited even up to the Supreme Court. Also have Amitasana Prabhu, Suvyakta Prabhu, and Jagan Mohan Prabhu. Actually, this whole turn of events, what we have been witnessing, there was the 25 years of a court battle. Before that, the manifestation of the grand temple of Radha Krishna Chandra and the other deities here on Hare Krishna Hill. Before that, the allotment of this land, what we now call Hare Krishna Hill, by the Bangalore Development Authority, and that important application for the Bangalore Development Authority to allot The application was made by ISKCON Bangalore Society, which was actually registered even before any of us came into picture in the year 1978. And then in the year 1987, we made the application to the BDA. And in the BDA, there was one officer who told, unless your society is domiciled in Karnataka, we cannot allot this land. That's the BDA rule. So I didn't understand much. I came and discussed with Madhu Pandit Prabhu. And then he said, no, we should make in the name of ISKCON Bangalore Society. And that is how we made that application, in the name of Bangalore Society. And as I mentioned, in the year 1978, May of 1978, ISKCON Bangalore Society was registered by our predecessor, Temple President, Shankarbrut Prabhu. Sadly, he is not here amidst us. I would like to relate a little bit of the circumstances. One, Srila Prabhupada's early disciple, Mataji, she narrated one thing to me. She was, from the very early days, 1966, 67, she was involved serving Prabhupada. She was a young American girl at that time. And up to 1977, all the explosive growth of Hare Krishna movement happened under the direction of Srila Prabhupada. And after 77, all of us are familiar the kind of challenges and travails as an institution our institution has gone through. And somewhere in the 90s, she told me that she was deeply anguished about what's happening in ISKCON. So many of the self-appointed gurus falling away, and all their hundreds and thousands of disciples completely disillusioned, shaken, because you accept somebody as a guru, and as Srila Prabhupada has taught, Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastraihi Uktastata Bhavyata Eva Sadvihi. The Shastras recommend, our Acharyas recommend, the guru should be considered as good as Hari. Their guru is not Hari, but he is a representative of Hari. He is a confidential servant of Hari, and hence he can manifest the mercy and the instruction and the direction of Hari to common conditioned souls like us, so that we can progress in spiritual life. And these self-appointed gurus called themselves those acharyas and gurus, and their disciples worshipped them. Even we were part of that for about 17 years. Can you imagine? And then some of those self-appointed gurus fell away all over the world. And their disciples, they could not comprehend, they could not bear that. So all these kind of things had happened. And so she was telling that, and then she told me, she was so deeply anguished and she was praying to Prabhupada. And one night she had a dream in which Srila Prabhupada came and said, "Don't think I am not watching over my movement after 1977. I'm still keeping a watch on the movement." This was in 90s. She had this dream, she said, and I heard this in 2000s. And so Prabhupada is watching over his movement, that the movement he set up, he wanted this movement to spread Krishna consciousness, spread the holy name, spread the message of Bhagavad Gita all over the world for 10,000 years. So Srila Prabhupada is still watching. And I would like to specially narrate the circumstances. We must carefully understand the institutional history of ISKCON. What was happening prior to 77, post 77. It's very important to appreciate and understand that. So Srila Prabhupada attained Mahasamadhi on November 14th, 1977. We are all familiar with that when we see in Vrindavan in the Krishna Balaram temple. And then the leading disciples of ISKCON at that time, from November of 1977 to March of 1978, about 5 months. That is when they were making the plans how to declare themselves as the successor acharyas, as the successor gurus after Srila Prabhupada. And they wanted to make these different plans and how to manage the ISKCON with multiple, so many acharyas. At that time, in March of 1978, they consulted one godbrother of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada had warned his disciples, you should be respectful to my godbrothers, but don't mix with them thickly. He mentioned the history of Gaudiya Math from 1936, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur attained Mahasamadhi, and post the years immediately after that, and how the Gaudiya Math went through institutional decline. And Prabhupada said, that great institution my Guru Maharaj set up was destroyed because of disobedience of my God brothers. They did not follow my Guru Maharaj's direction. And Prabhupada said, Prabhupada was very careful because it's a sensitive topic. It's about his God brothers. And so he named a few of them very carefully. And he said, some of them were responsible for disobeying. They were also leaders of Gaudiya Math in 1936, 37, 40s, 50s. And in 1970, Prabhupada was in Tirupati. He wrote a letter to one of the GBCs of ISKCON, Prabhupada's GBCs at that time. He wrote a letter particularly warning about his God brothers and not to mix with them thickly, because they cannot help us, but they can harm us. And they have done that in the past. Somehow I saved the situation. Prabhupada had written such things. And he had told them not to approach them. But in March of 1978, just before the GBC meeting, just before they announced their plan of self-appointed zonal acharyas, they consulted one of those God brothers whom Prabhupada, although he respected them as God brothers, but he had warned his disciples not to associate with them thickly. But the GBCs went to those few and one particular God brother who was, particularly Prabhupada had pointed out, was involved in disobeying the orders of his Guru, which led to the decline of Gaudiya institution, which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had set up. So you can imagine how much Prabhupada must have been pained by that. And soon after that consultation, it's all available, conversations are available, recorded conversations are available. You can see that. And during the Gaur Purnima GBC meetings, they declared and they started performing initiation as zonal acharyas, successor acharyas. I remember Satvik Prabhu, Tattvadarshan Prabhu will remember also. In the ISKCON Bangalore letterhead, we used to have International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Present Acharya, His Divine Grace so and so and so and so. This is what we used to have on the letterhead. I remember those days we had some Sankirtan vans and I got the things painted. I got all these names painted. Yeah. Huh? Okay, the BDA application in which we made the application for this land, even that had founder Acharya and present Acharya. This is how it was. And we would do daily Guru Puja to them. And even the God brothers, Prabhupada's disciples, they also had to line up and offer flowers. Satvik is saying he disobeyed and he rebelled against it. He did not do. But that was the system. That was the norm. So, March of 1978, they announced that they are the self-appointed. They didn't say they are self-appointed. They said, we have been appointed as the acharyas. And Madhu Pandit Prabhu and I have made maybe 2 dozen, 3 dozen announcements during Rath Yatra and other occasions that they are all appointed by Prabhupada, which is actually not true. And soon after this, just see how Prabhupada is watching over his movement. On May 8th, 1978, just a few months after, ISKCON Bangalore Society was incorporated here in Bangalore. And that society made the application to BDA for the allotment of this land. And hence, this land and the temple, in 2 days back, Supreme Court verdict, it was announced, declared, decreed that this temple belongs to ISKCON Bangalore Society, registered in May 8th, 1978. Just 2 months after they declared that they are going to be the gurus. And this society, land was allotted, and the last 25 years, that was the struggle. Who owns this temple? Whether it is ISKCON Bangalore Society or the ISKCON Mumbai Society with hundreds of self-appointed gurus, or the ISKCON Bangalore Society, which we have been running. And in the last about a decade ago, in ISKCON Bangalore Society, there is something, these are called constitutional documents about a society. There is something called a Memorandum of Association. In that Memorandum of Association, we have incorporated, there is a clause which says, the system of initiation in ISKCON Bangalore Society will be as per the directive of Srila Prabhupada given on July 9th. And he will be the Acharya, and everyone will be a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And this clause is recorded in the Memorandum of Association as an irrevocable clause. And that was the society that Prabhupada had inspired those devotees at that time to incorporate in May 1978. And in 1987, when we made the application, that society, the Bangalore society, made the application for this land. So you can see how Prabhupada is watching over his movement, and we are all simple, humble, unqualified servants doing our little seva. Madhu Pandit Prabhu has always said, we are like the monkey army of Ram. The Vanaras had no great warrior skills. They were monkeys. They could only throw boulders and uproot a tree and throw. But they were on the side of Sri Ram and blessed by Ram, and hence they were able to serve Ram. In the same way, we are also very unqualified, but we are on the side of Ram's, Krishna's extraordinary devotee, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And so Prabhupada is engaging all the monkey disciples of his, even unqualified, incapable, and he is engaging us to do this service. So it's a very, very momentous occasion. This is not a small occasion, that what has unfolded, and it has taken 25 years of struggle led by Madhu Pandit Prabhu. Thank you very much. I'll have rest of the program to unfold. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Chanchalapati Prabhu. I now invite His Grace Madhu Pandit Prabhu, Chairman of the GBC, Chairman and Mentor of the Global Hare Krishna Movement, Founder and Chairman of the Akshay Patra Foundation, and President ISKCON Bangalore, to speak on this occasion. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. It's a miracle that all of us, the devotees here, including all of you, are able to be on Hare Krishna Hill today. Three days back, if the verdict had gone against us, you can imagine none of us we would all be thrown out of this temple. Such was the major decision. And that too a decision from the highest court in India, Supreme Court of India. And 10 days back I had requested all of you to offer prayers to Narasimhadeva. My request to you to offer prayers to Narasimhadeva was not asking you to specifically pray that we should win the Supreme Court case. If you note that, all of you prayed. No, I did not say that. Because ultimately, the will of the Lord has to prevail. One cannot be too sure about one's judgment by his intelligence, limited intelligence. With sincerity, we all are fully convinced that Srila Prabhupada had instructed through July 9th direction that he will be the spiritual master, everybody will be the disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, even after 1977. That conviction, we did not give up. From whatever we have documents, we were always saying please, we're telling the GBC. In 1999, I went before the international GBC. Satik Prabhu was there, Adridharan Prabhu was there, and they gave us time. We presented that as far as today the evidence is concerned, there is no order superseding July 9th order of Srila Prabhupada 1977, which gives the kind of initiation system that should happen in ISKCON. There is no order superseding that. As far as we know, if you have anything you can produce. Maybe we don't know. You produce. Till then, let us follow this system. And we only said that let's follow this system. Till then, stop initiation in ISKCON. Let's have debate, let's have discussions. And if anybody wants to produce any new documents which we do not know, that Prabhupada wrote to somebody, or this or that, or something which is missing, or if some missing tapes were discovered, some recorded tapes were all missing very prominently in those dates. For 1 or 2 months, Prabhupada's recorded tapes have vanished. So in case it comes up, we want to know. So we cannot be 100% sure of anything. Suppose something comes up. So the open mind we presented to the GBC that please let us discuss and debate. Let us look for any new materials, proof. Meantime, we request that when we are not sure, let us not continue with this Diksha. Especially when you have already admitted that you have erred in making the zonal Acharya system, which created havoc in Prabhupada's institution, which the GBC admitted that it was a wrong thing for them to have done that. And very soon, after 1977-78, in 2-3 years, it became well known that Prabhupada never appointed them as zonal acharyas. The only appointment that was there was as Ritvik acharyas, officiating acharyas. That is the only thing that was appointed. Otherwise, Prabhupada did not appoint. So, in this spirit of we not claiming to know everything, we prayed to Narasimhadev. If it is your will that we are on the right path, then you may allow us to continue this system. You may allow us to serve Srila Prabhupada with this conviction. And we knew that if it was the judgment were to go against us, we would all be, anybody who maintains that Prabhupada is the Guru, this is a system of initiation, they would say you cannot be in ISKCON. So if the property was declared to be Bombay's, we'd all be out by now. So it is not, when I visualize that, I'm feeling it's like two extremes. Today the judgment is in our favor and we are here. Prabhupada has confirmed you are on the right path, and Prabhupada has shown to the Prabhupada, Narasimhadev, our deities have shown to the world that if anybody wants to follow Srila Prabhupada's direction and want to become a disciple of Prabhupada directly, then today we have got ISKCON Bangalore and its 52 other temples where they can come and take shelter of the Ritvik system of initiation. Hundreds and thousands of stalwart devotees who serve Srila Prabhupada very sincerely, they all had no place in ISKCON after 1977 if they took up this issue. So till 1977, whoever took up this issue, they were all expelled from ISKCON. And they were individuals, they could not withstand. ISKCON was practically emptied out of very senior disciples. And then ISKCON got filled up with the new disciples of these zonal acharyas. So the same thing was when after that GBC meeting where we presented this, the next day the GBC passed a resolution expelling me, Chanchalapati, Satvik, Adhidharan Prabhu, etc. out of ISKCON, expelling us. So that is when we took shelter of the laws of the land and we got the stay. They could not come inside. Whereas in Calcutta, they rushed, hundreds of devotees from Mayapur went in, threw out all the devotees and took over the temple. Satvik Prabhu was there. Mahajan Prabhu was there. Some of them beaten up. And Calcutta temple was, because it was not separately registered. Bangalore being separately registered society, that was the strength, as Chanchalapati reminded. Prabhupada is watching over. Just like sometimes cat and mouse is left to go around and then suddenly it pounces. In the same way, Prabhupada is in control of this Krishna consciousness movement. He is in control. He is very compassionate. Those who have deviant also is very compassionate. Okay? Chalo. Because they are also, irrespective of whatever it is very rare in this world to have Vaishnavas. We have to spread the holy name of the Lord. That is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, we all have to be very careful about understanding that this is not a dispute necessarily between some karmis. This is a dispute in which the conviction of the two groups of Vaishnavas are different. We have to be on this. This is a very momentous spiritual occasion where our stand to accept Srila Prabhupada's Ritik system of initiation as per his directive has been vindicated. As I said, the GBC's weapon to expel devotees who propound this Ritik system of initiation failed when that was applied on ISKCON Bangalore devotees. "25 years of struggle, the struggle began in 1999. And it is only Prabhupada's mercy. It is only the mercy of these deities that gave us the strength to fight this war. We ourselves, independently, are simply powerless. We have no power to do anything. It is Lord's decision. And therefore we are standing here. I am powerless before Maya. You are powerless before Maya. All of us are powerless before Maya. In fact, in the social media, there are some comments that because of material power of Madhu Pandit, they won. Vaishnava's power is never material. Vaishnava's power is Krishna's power. They are offending Krishna's power. Huh? In our heart, we always know that we are powerless. We are zero. It's only by the power of the holy name. Power is from the holy name. Power is from Krishna's decision to glorify Srila Prabhupada. The power is in determination to follow Srila Prabhupada's direction. So, today we are standing here on the side of victory, and the cause is not your cause or my cause. The cause is transcendental cause of Srila Prabhupada. If Prabhupada has given this July 9 directive where himself as the sole Acharya for in his institution, it is made out of a vision for next 10,000 years. We cannot speculate. All that we can say about ourselves is that we feel most humbled to be in the right place for Srila Prabhupada to use us as his monkey soldiers. So, this 25 years of war included not only court battle, 25 years of their attack, mudslinging to weaken the leadership of ISKCON Bangalore, and it is only again to repeat and repeat and repeat. Srila Prabhupada's strength that he gave us kept us in our struggle for truth. And on this through this victory, Srila Prabhupada is claiming, he is proclaiming to the world, he is blessing us that please continue, grow and grow and grow, expand, 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 expand the mission, his mission, and fulfill all his ambitions for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for his spiritual master, for the Guru Parampara. Now that we stand on the side of the victory, victory in what? In protecting ourselves from being displaced from ISKCON. It is time to pause and celebrate in humility, not in pride. To celebrate the joy of remembering the numerous direct interventions of Lord Krishna all through the 25 years of struggle for truth, including the intervention of Krishna in the process of struggle to strike peace through mediation, through several attempts with the GBC and ISKCON Mumbai. In 2011, when the case went before the Supreme Court judges told both the lawyers, why don't you mediate, try to settle between them, and gave an order like that. If you try to settle and then out of court, otherwise you come back. It took 1 year, supervised by one retired Supreme Court Justice, Ravindran. Both parties met several times in Bangalore. And they said, you have to give the Bangalore property. I said, we are ready to give. We are not after property. In writing, we'll give, take away Bangalore property. Though it is allotted to Bangalore society, it's all right. Bangalore Society Governing Council, all of you get in. We need not even be there. But one condition. In this temple, there shall be only Ritvik system of initiation. Prabhupada will be the only Acharya. So then they got stuck before the chairman of the mediation committee. So he said, what is their offering? Court case is closed, over, no? He didn't understand how deep they are with not to allow the Ritvik. So they said no. So the next meeting they said, how to come out of this mediation process? Next they said, no, you have to give up all your new centers that you have developed to ISKCON Bombay. So in next meeting, again we said, okay, take all centers. And in those, if you calculate all the properties put together was 10 times that of Bangalore's property worth. Take it. Take it. Again they got stuck. So Justice Ravindran thought, oh, this is going to settle. They are very reasonable. ISKCON Bangalore is very reasonable. Property to de diya. What is the Supreme Court property issue? No. Take it. Then they went back. Then they came with a new demand. They thought, this will irk Madhu Pandit. They said, one more demand. Madhu Pandit and Chanchalapati Das should not be in ISKCON Bangalore after settlement. I said, no problem. As long as you give in writing before the Supreme Court that in ISKCON Bangalore and all other ISKCON Hare Krishna movement temples, only Prabhupada will be the only Acharya, as there is no bigger victory for us. Property is not an issue for us. We are fighting to implement Srila Prabhupada's direction. We consider that as a constitution of ISKCON, the first basic constitution of ISKCON. Constitution cannot change. So, they got stuck. Then they sent that proposal to the GBC, international GBC. So then, there is no other alternative but international GBC had to respond to us. So they gave a combined written response. International GBC as well as the ISKCON Bureau, they gave a combined response to the leaders of ISKCON Bangalore. And that, what did it say? Oh, I have not brought it. But it is a long letter. They accepted that the Diksha Guru system in ISKCON is flawed with misunderstanding and overemphasis of Diksha. All these things were already explained. So, conclusion of that, because time is not there, conclusion of that offer is, our response is, you all become, some of your senior devotees, ISKCON Bangalore, you become gurus. Hare, we are saying that, we are opposing the disobedience of Prabhupada, and they are offering you become gurus. So they thought that is what Madhu Pandit and all are waiting for. Then they will settle. So we gave back a written response to them. That is very unfortunate that you don't understand what we are fighting for. And then that very same thing you are trying to offer us, that deviation that is in ISKCON, which you accept that there is a lot of problems with the initiation system. You accept that. In your reply, you are accepting that. And here we have a solution, with clean solution. Follow July 9th letter. All the so-called problems in Diksha system in ISKCON will be solved in one shot. You're trying to solve a problem which cannot be solved except by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, his vision. Before 1977, Prabhupada gave particular instruction for everything in his movement. Prabhupada never said anywhere one statement, after I go, all of you, there will be Guru Puja for all of you. Where he did not say. There will be Vyasa Puja, not a whisper. Where did it come from? And Prabhupada had the foresight, fortunately, because Krishna was directing him. He introduced his deity and worship of his deity in all temple halls. Because of that, still Prabhupada is there in that ISKCON. They cannot change that. They cannot change that. So, this is a moment, not just a confirmation of our convictions. It is a test of now how we, all of us, carry this success by carrying ourselves with grace and humility, and only purpose to serve His Divine Grace and His mission as per His final orders. The sole owner of the ISKCON ship is Srila Prabhupada, and only Srila Prabhupada. Including all the souls who take shelter of ISKCON, present, past, present and future also. Irrespective of the fact that some of them may have different ideas, that whom they initiate belongs to them. As spiritual leaders for common folk, we must now lead in a very spiritual manner, mature manner. We all know in the Vaishnava philosophy, Vaishnava offense is debilitating, disempowers. Krishna's power does not come if there is Vaishnava offense. Let us not attack personally the Vaishnavas, but not hesitate to speak the truth and defend with spiritual dignity when attacked. We did not fight this war to create factions. We stood for Siddhanta, for Guru Nishtha, for clarity in the confused times of ISKCON after the physical departure of Srila Prabhupada. Now the dust has settled. Let us ensure that what arises from it is not the spirit of rivalry, but the spirit of spiritual competition to serve Srila Prabhupada with the fragrance of mutual cooperation and love as brothers and sisters of the same Father, Srila Prabhupada. If we do not temper our conviction with compassion, we risk winning the war but losing the soul of our mission. We should always remember that Srila Prabhupada and Krishna is pleased with those who act with spiritual dignity as Vaishnavas. We must remember our true business is spread the glories of Harinam Prabhu, who was incarnated in our midst through the parampara by Srila Prabhupada to freely distribute love of God. Our enemy is Maya haunting the Vaishnavas, even among ourselves, rather than the Vaishnavas themselves. The whole world is hungry for Krishna consciousness, and the Vaishnavas who work for that are also rare. Love is never conveyed through hate, mockery, or exclusion. These two forces, love and hate, cannot coexist. When outsiders or newcomers observe our dealings within ourselves, among ourselves, what will they see? If we have been absorbed in struggle for so long, perhaps we have unwittingly forgotten how striking and attractive genuine affection, humility, and inclusivity can be. This is a moment of collective reminder. Each of you have made deep, irreplaceable contributions to Srila Prabhupada's mission. But we must now consider how our words, tone, and mood affect not just each other, but the next generation of devotees. If any bitterness has crept in among the broader community, we must be honest. Our conviction, in the midst of our conviction, we should not lose sight of our composure. On this Vijayotsava day that we are celebrating, I would like to make an offering to the GBC and ISKCON Bombay. Because ultimately Prabhupada said, your love for me shown by how you cooperate among yourself. Our foundation of our relationship with Srila Prabhupada is the foundation for relationship with other disciples, mentors, peers. We respect everybody's services who are rendering service with sincerity to spread this movement. We simply present what we believe to be the most authentic, complete connection to a Mahabhagavata, and we do so joyfully, patiently, without judgment. With this verdict that we can practice Srila Prabhupada's system of initiation without fear of being ousted from ISKCON, we have nothing left to prove that Srila Prabhupada is fully, mercifully glancing upon us. We no longer need any other external validation. Now the time has come to lead not from the wounds of the past battles, from the strength of spiritual maturity. Let our example speak, let our heart shine, let us be known more not for what we oppose, but for what we embody. A movement of uncompromising Siddhanta delivered with unwavering compassion. So, coming to the offer to the International GBC. In spite of winning not only the property battle for ISKCON Bangalore, but also winning to function in ISKCON name all over India. In spite of GBC having rejected our earlier offer for peace, we once again gave an open invitation to ISKCON Bombay and the GBC for the next 30 days that we are ready to discuss the terms of how we can bring all our temples under your GBC. But with one and only non-negotiable condition that GBC allows only the Ritvik system of initiation as per July 9th directive of Srila Prabhupada. And that too, we are not telling you change your system. The temples that we have, we are giving it to you, and there you don't interfere. There, this will be the system. In our temples that we hand over. I know many are watching this online. So therefore I am giving this offer to them, peace offer. However, it is our last attempt to be to the GBC. Please have an all-inclusive ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada's movement is the only hope for bringing peace and happiness in this world. Let all our energy go towards expanding the movement and not for any internal squabbles. Finally, what happens with this peace offer? With great hope we are offering. After winning we are offering. Which simply, there is no need for any more evidence that it is a property dispute. It is not a property dispute. Take it. Even now you take it. 25 years of struggle in the court to establish this property is ISKCON Bangalore societies. Still, you all enter into ISKCON Bangalore society and you run the society, it is ISKCON's. With same terms of that, me and Chanchalapati will do some, no management service, some pujari service will do. No problem. Because we are attached to the deities. That too, if you accept the Ritvik system, we are ready to sacrifice anything, but we will humbly request you, please keep us as pujaris. So whether what happens is a will of the Supreme Lord, just like we said the court case. Ultimately, everybody has to accept the final will of Krishna. He is watching. It is not humans who do these things. We are all Vaishnavas. All big decisions are taken by the Supreme Lord himself, Srila Prabhupada himself, by the entire Guru Parampara themselves. No accidents can happen. So, irrespective of what response we get from GBC, their GBC. Yesterday, our ISKCON group of temple, GBC, met together and passed this resolution to offer them all this same peace. Let us discuss the terms, and if they are ready to declare that Ritvik system will be implemented in these 52 centers of Hare Krishna movement. So, irrespective of their response, one thing is certain now, with this victory in the Supreme Court, that Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON Hare Krishna movement is unstoppable. It will grow and grow and grow and fulfill all Srila Prabhupada's desires. We will all give our life till the last breath. We will try to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's ambition to spread Krishna consciousness every town and village. Srila Prabhupada ki, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Once again, please just think about how much gratitude we should be having to the Lord towards the deities here and Srila Prabhupada and Nama Prabhu, where every Ekadashi we do here 108 rounds Japa Yajna. So all their mercy, if it was not there, the consequences would have been, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Madhupanit Prabhu, for your very inspiring talk. I now invite His Grace, Jai Chaitanya Prabhu, Senior Vice President of ISKCON Bangalore and GBC of ISKCON Chennai, to speak on the occasion.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvisesha Sunyavati Paschatya Deshatarane. All the senior devotees, first generation devotees, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, all my God brothers and my colleague GBC members, and all the devotees. all the devotees. Hare Krishna and Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya. There's not much time, so we just talk 1 or 2 points. I thank Srila Prabhupada, Shri Radha Krishna Chandra, Krishna Balaram, Natai Gaur, Srinivas Govinda, Prahlad Narsingh, these deities, for being merciful on all of us to continuously accept our service. So again and again I thank them. So today we are celebrating as a Vijayotsava. I would say it is not only a Vijayotsava, I would say it's a day of our freedom. Day of freedom. It's like an Independence Day. Why? Freedom because we are free to follow our faith. Free to follow our faith that Srila Prabhupada is our Savior, ultimate Master, and Acharya, who will take us back to Godhead as long as we follow His instructions. So this faith is what we want today. And to follow that without any fear, without any oppression. So as everybody is trying to make it a property dispute from the other side, as it was explained, it is not a property issue because property is none of all the great devotees who are sitting here, if they were in their material world as not devotees, they would have been crorepati's with their education and with their qualifications. So I don't think any of them wanted any property. So definitely was not a property issue. This was the issue about the position of Prabhupada in his own institution, where he and only he could be the deliverer of all the devotees in his ISKCON. So people always explain that the Ritviks are wrong, the Ritviks have gone off track, and that Srila Prabhupada appointed them as regular gurus. So we always question them from the May conversation, the last conversation on this issue. Srila Prabhupada used very clear instructions, very clear words to direct them what should be done. And even till today, the larger ISKCON does not explain these 3 words. The words officiating Acharya, the word Ritvik, and the word regular gurus. Right? Prabhupada would not offhand use this word officiating Acharya. They say Prabhupada never changed anything, any teachings in his book, and we are following his books. But where in his book you will find the word officiating Acharyas? Where in his book you would find the word Ritvik? So they have never answered this. Rather, they would jump and say that Prabhupada told we are regular gurus and disciple of disciple. This is what they always claim. And they would approach many of you to change your faith, saying that Prabhupada did authorize. But they forget many things. They forget the word direction when ordered. Because order is the most important thing to be a regular guru. Because being a regular guru is not a cheap thing. The duty of the guru is to take his disciples back to Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada declared, he promised that I will take my disciples and my followers back to Godhead. He declared it. Will these regular gurus declare that? So this is like a Mahabharata Yuddha, right? Mahabharata, Krishna was the side of Pandavas, right? Not because Duryodhana couldn't rule. He was a very great ruler. He was a very great administrator. But two things. He was not authorized. The real owners of the throne was the Pandavas. Two, Duryodhana party did not want to take shelter of Krishna. So this is the same thing. They don't have an order to be gurus, and they don't want to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada and work for Prabhupada. Rather, they would like to work for their own ambitions. So this is similar to that. Because only Srila Prabhupada can save us. Bhakti Yoga is a very personal philosophy. It's a contract between a Bhakta and Bhagavan. And this contract was between Prabhupada and Krishna. And Prabhupada was qualified to have that contract, to reduce the number of rounds, to change certain things, to adjust things according to the time, place and circumstances. This is the duty of the Acharya. Nobody can play with these things. And Prabhupada said, with these things, I would take you back to Godhead, because he was a deliverer. He was authorized to deliver. So one has to be authorized if you have to deliver. In Madhva Sampradaya, Madhvacharya is the deliverer. In Ramanuja Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya is the deliverer. The Lord, in fact, gave the power to Ramanujacharya that you, according to your wish, and who you choose, I will accept them into Vaikuntha. Even today, the Shiva Vaishnavas, they accept this and they refer themselves as Adyan Ramanujadasa. So going back to Godhead and taking people back to Godhead is not a small, cheap thing. Now that is the difference in the Guru system and the Ritvik system. Many of you, the beginners, I don't know, how would you differentiate Ritvik system and Guru system? What is the difference? We follow Ritvik system, they follow the Guru system. What the main difference? The main difference is that we Ritviks, we accept Srila Prabhupada as deliverer. And for them, the deliverer is the Guru who is giving the Japamala. That is the main difference. Well, if they are the regular Gurus, then they should be able to take their disciples back to Godhead. But history of ISKCON has shown otherwise. Hence, following the order of Srila Prabhupada, so the fight was all about that. Following the order. So this way, we have achieved. Many of the God brothers, senior God brothers, the first generation disciples of Srila Prabhupada have tried it. But they have not been really successful the way today ISKCON Bangalore. Why? Because they had gone out of the organization. They were pushed out of the organization. They had to fight from outside. But somehow, by Krishna's mercy, ISKCON Bangalore devotees, we remained inside and we fought. That was a great difference. No matter what the difficulties were, if you hear the stories of the troubles Madhu Pandit Prabhu and Chandrapati Prabhu and the Matajis had to go through, it's like the Pandavas and Draupadi's troubles, right? You hear so many stories. But with these troubles, the devotees stayed here and they fought. So that made a big difference. Not that I am blaming the first generation devotees for not having done enough. They could do what they could do. But that made a big difference here because we were inside somehow. Why? Because the Bangalore society was there. All of them know this property was given to Bangalore society. So it is not like a cheap fight for property, right? So we have come thus far. Everybody will think this is the end. But this is not the end. I would say this is a beginning. This is a beginning. Now, we have to act, as Madhupan Prabhu said, we have to be responsible and act. And not that, and also, direct disciple of Prabhupada, not a cheap thing. It's not that you get initiated in the Ritvik system and now I'm equal to all the disciples of Prabhupada. No. Prabhupada instituted the system of Guru, Sadhu and Sastra. So Vaishnavas, Sadhus play a very, very important role in all our spiritual lives. It is not a question that I got initiated, now I am direct disciple of Prabhupada. It's a long, long, long way to be the real disciple of Prabhupada. So we need to take, everybody who takes initiation through this Ritvik system has to take full support and work, serve, satisfy the Vaishnavas, the Sadhus. Without that, you cannot get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada just because you got initiated through the Ritvik system. So no principles of Bhakti Yoga is short-circuited here. We go by the principles of Guru, Sadhu and Sastra. And Prabhupada is Acharya. He can change the system. Some foolish man was saying, Prabhupada also has to follow Guru, Sadhu and Sastra. Yes, he would follow, but in his own way. And only he knows why he does certain changes. And he has a right, he has the adhikara to do that. This is a direct contract between him and Krishna. And he has offered that. He has gone out of Vrindavan to all over the world, nook and corner, directly, indirectly, made changes suitable for this modern age, so that he is directly available to every jiva in this Kali Yuga. So that is what we stand for, and that is what the whole fight is about. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jai Chaitanya Prabhu. I now invite His Holiness Stoka Krishna Swami, Temple President of ISKCON Mysore and GBC of ISKCON Ahmedabad, Bhilai and Raipur, to speak for the occasion.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumlitamena Tasmai Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. My most respectful obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas on the dais and all the devotees in the audience. I would like to say so many things, but I don't have time. We're running out of time. Just one point I want to make. In our entire Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage, what stands out is the humility of Krishna himself and his pure devotees and his sincere followers. So it's only out of humility that Prabhupada presented himself as not so qualified among the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta. Even though we know he is the Acharya, he is the topmost disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Similarly, even among the disciples of Prabhupada, the real disciples who are sincerely following present themselves as very insignificant disciples. And they always give credit to others. Similarly, I have personal experience that when I came to Krishna consciousness, I did not come in touch with devotees in Bangalore first. I came in touch with devotees in USA because I was in US when I first came in touch with ISKCON. And I got immediately attracted to Prabhupada. Though the preaching was not about Prabhupada in US at that time. It was a time when zonal Acharya system was in force. And the temples were filled with the second generation of ISKCON devotees, the disciples of the zonal Acharyas. They were very nice to me, but they did not talk about Prabhupada much. Little they talked about. And after my getting introduced to Krishna consciousness in US, I was coming back between two projects to India. I was working for an IT company, and I came back and I saw the list of centers of ISKCON in the last page of Bhagavad Gita as it is. And there I saw Bangalore Center, because I was coming back to Bangalore, the parent company where I was working, who had sent me to US. And I ended up in Ballari Road, the rented house, big house in which Bangalore Center was operating. Madhupanit Prabhu was the president, Chanchalpati Prabhu was the vice president, Jaya Prabhu was the temple commander. And these three devotees, they actually attracted me to come back to India in order to join ISKCON. Let me admit the truth that the devotees in US who first attracted me to Krishna consciousness, they were responsible for making me decide to join ISKCON as a full-time missionary right on the first day. But came back, after I came to Bangalore, my resolve to actually join became so very firm and determined, because I could see the clear difference between the humility, the sincerity and the genuineness, not in terms of that the other devotees were not Vaishnavas, but just that the commitment and loyalty to Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Those days he was known as founder Acharya. He was not known as the guru of all of us. But the commitment and the presentation in all the classes. I was every day attending classes, even when I was working in US. And after coming to Bangalore, I was able to associate every day with devotees here. The three devotees, Chanchalpati Prabhu, Madhupan Prabhu and Jaya Prabhu. And only I would hear glorification of Prabhupada, glorification of Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. I would not hear any glorification of anybody else. So that is when I decided I'm going to join in Bangalore. Though I did not immediately join, it took me nearly another 4 years before I joined. And after joining, it has been only multiplication of that appreciation I have for whatever little Krishna consciousness that I have developed, only to these three devotees and their sincere followers in the later years. So, because they are very humble, they will never talk about, and you will never know about their real commitment and this great struggles they have gone through. And as Jai Chaitanya Prabhu said, in fact, more than he or anybody else, it's Madhupanda Prabhu and Chanchalpati Prabhu who gone through a lot of difficulties. And in spite of all that they not only withstood themselves, but they were the strength for anybody else who was with them to be able to very easily tolerate small problems that the other devotees were facing. And I don't know any problem that I went through. Honestly speaking, I never went through any problem. Only there was some fear that we may lose our service in this temple if we are thrown out by the opposite camp of Guruvadis. That is the only fear I had, if at all I had any fear all these years. But other than that, all the hardships that the opposite camp was giving was simply taken by these three devotees. Madhupanda Prabhu, Chanchalpati Prabhu and Jai Chaitanya Prabhu. And even between the three, two of them have taken the brunt of the attack. Brunt of the attack has been taken by Madhupanda Prabhu and Chaitanya Prabhu. That's all I would like to say. I have a lot more things to say, but I have no time. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Stoka Krishna Maharaj. We now have a special book launch event, and I now request His Grace Chanchalapati Prabhu to facilitate the release of the new book.
Hare Krishna. We are very happy to announce we have a book written by His Grace Ami Atma Prabhu, who is amidst us. Ami Atma Prabhu, as I mentioned earlier, has been a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he was appointed by the ISKCON International GBC to investigate and write against Ritvik understanding. And when he read some of those literatures, he got convinced and became a Ritvik himself. After many years of intense research, as I mentioned earlier, he's very analytical in his thinking because of his engineering background. And with that kind of an analytical mind, he studied for decades. And then, very painstakingly, he made short videos, maybe 400 numbers. So, and now later on, he turned those videos into a book in a very interesting manner. And now we are very happy to have that book. We have published that book. And the book is called Srila Prabhupada's System of Initiations, a Definitive Analysis. It's in fact a very voluminous book, about 1,000 100 pages. And we are also happy to mention Sri Madhu Pandit Prabhu has written the foreword for the book. And many disciples of Prabhupada from those days have also written comments on the book. And now I invite and request Sri Madhu Pandit Prabhu and Sri Ami Atma Prabhu to release the book and offer to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. I'd like to add one more point. You may wonder, what is 1100 pages? One final order, July 9th letter, that's all. But actually you have to know that he has researched the entire context. What happened at that time of 1977, 1976, how in the beginning itself, how Prabhupada started delegating to his disciples as Ritviks, and finally how, what was the circumstances, all those. It's very interesting to read that because everything has been authenticated with evidence that this is what happened between the people who were the leaders at that time, what they schemed and what happened, what went wrong, what went right, everything. As Chanchalapati Prabhu said, he was commissioned by GBC officially to write a paper against the Ritvik, and then he found out that this is truth. And now this is something which is very powerful, this book, System of Initiation.
Hare Krishna. Short kirtans, please, loudly. Kirtans. Jaya Prabhupada.
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Gurudev Prabhupada, Gurudev Prabhupada, Gurudev Prabhupada, Gurudev Prabhupada, Jaya Vishwa Guru, Jaya Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Prabhupada, Gurudev Prabhupada,
Jaya Gurudev Prabhupada,
Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Hari Lal, Hari Lal, Hari Lal, Nitai Gaur Hari Lal,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hey, Hare. The book is available. You can buy this book from our website, and more books will be made available in the counters in about a week or so. We are waiting from the printer to come. We just got a few advance copies. And thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. I now request His Grace, Ami Atma Prabhu, to kindly speak on the occasion.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paragacharya Astutara Satta Vishwa Guru, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki ISKCON's founder and one and only Diksha Guru, Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki. I'll start with one clarification. It wasn't the entire GBC who asked me. I had written some article opposing the Ritvik, and it was Tamal Krishna who personally asked me to write on behalf of the GBC further articles. So that was back in 1996. But when I tried to write further and investigate further, I couldn't go any further. And eventually, though I had to, and so the next article I wrote, I'm sorry, keep it close? Okay. Anyway, the next article I was writing was the GBC had an issue of how to restore the respect of the GBC, which had been lost amongst the leaders in ISKCON. The rank and file and the temple presidents had lost respect of the GBC during the zonal Acharya period. So I started to write about that. But as I did so, I eventually saw that the GBC had to restore the functions that they were performing while Srila Prabhupada was present. So I wrote on that they should give the personal guidance to the devotees, address their issues. So that was rejected by the GBC because they said if we give those duties back to the GBC, then we have to take them away from the ISKCON gurus, and then there will be nothing left but to perform the Ritvik ceremonies. There'll be nothing but Ritvik priests who just perform the ceremonies and don't do the functions of guru. But those are not, anyway, I won't go into all the details. But as I kept researching, so that was back around the same time, 1998, 99, that I actually realized that Srila Prabhupada, that the GBC were wrong on this issue. And then Srila Prabhupada wanted us to continue with the Ritvik system that he had authorized and set up. So back in, I kept writing articles to the GBC, writing more. But at 2008, I had a new realization. I wanted to write. And I thought instead of writing it, I will make a short video, because there are so many articles, everyone is writing. So I'll make a short video. But as I made that, I had another realization, then another realization. And so I kept expanding the script for the video. And then weeks went by. I thought it was going to be a few days, do a quick video. But weeks went by. Then actually months went by. And I thought, well, if I introduce this realization, then I'm going to have to explain more of the process and more of the history of what happened. And slowly, Srila Prabhupada took me down a path that I realized I'm going to have to present practically the whole issue from different aspects. And after several years of doing, and then I'm going to have to research more and more. And as I was doing this, devotees were sending me evidence and different, facts and different evidences. So as I was doing this, I started praying to Srila Prabhupada. I was praying, please help me, Srila Prabhupada, in making my presentation and making my video presentation. But then I realized, why am I asking Srila Prabhupada to help me make my presentation? I then took the position that I'm simply Prabhupada's servant, and I am trying to do this, so let me do this as a service to Srila Prabhupada, and I will present whatever you want me to present, Srila Prabhupada. Simply you guide me. And whatever system you want, I will present that. So if you support the current GBC system, if that is what you want, then I will support it. Let me just do whatever you want. I will do this as a service to you. I'll make this presentation and whatever you want, so please guide me. And so I took that mood for the next many years after that, and I went back through the entire process of restudying everything from the very beginning and took that prayer center in my life. Just, you guide me, what you want. I'll simply present what you want. So this went on for many years, and I couldn't stop thinking about this. If I'm not working on it physically, I was just going over and over and over. So Srila Prabhupada had told, I think it was Bhardraj, with the Fate Project, he said, nothing great happens easily. If you're working on something and it will eventually become great, it's not going to be easy to do it. There's going to be, struggles, and no one knows that better than Madhu Pandit Prabhu and Chanchalapati and the devotees here at the ISKCON Bangalore, how much they struggled for 25 years to protect Srila Prabhupada's reputation and his rightful claim as ISKCON's official and only actually Diksha Guru. Srila Prabhupada never gave his order for the first 11 gurus. You can't find, the GBC have never, here's a clear written or spoken order where Srila Prabhupada said, when I leave, these 11 men will be actual gurus and initiate their own disciples. What the GBC have been quoting, especially in the very first years, what they thought they were quoting from Srila Prabhupada, they were quoting themselves. Someone wrote an ISKCON GBC report of the May 28th meeting, and it was a faulty report. And in that report it said that Srila Prabhupada will soon select some men, and on his disappearance they will initiate their own disciples. So they quoted from that for many, many years. But that isn't what Srila Prabhupada said when he was asked the question of how the initiations will be conducted in the future, particularly when he's no longer present. He said he will recommend some men who will act as officiating acharyas. The word officiating is generally meant one who performs a function on behalf of the one who actually occupies the position. In the military, if an acting officer is going to be gone from his post for a while, he can appoint a junior officer to officiate on his behalf. Prabhupada wrote that when Yamaraj was gone from his post, another sage officiated on his behalf to carry out the duties of Yamaraj. When Indra was gone from his post, another demigod officiated on his behalf. So what is an officiating acharya? So Tamal asked, is it a Ritvik acharya? And Prabhupada's answer was Ritvik, yes. He didn't say acharya, yes. He said Ritvik, yes. So the Ritvik will act on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. And that Prabhupada defined in writing in the July 9th letter, the Ritvik directive, where he named them the Ritvik representatives of the Acharya. So there's no actual order by Srila Prabhupada where he actually ordered these men are to become guru. The next thing is the GBC have been authorizing additional gurus, ordaining and authorizing additional gurus for so many years. There is no order given by Srila Prabhupada. He never authorized the GBC to authorize gurus. They have no written order, no verbal order. Srila Prabhupada simply told that they can add to that list of Ritvik representatives. There is no list of gurus. It's a list of Ritvik representatives. All he did was say they can add to that list. So many of my godbrothers from the GBC side will be wondering, what am I doing here? Supporting this center here and this. But because I have researched this for decades, for so long, there is absolutely no doubt that this is the system that Srila Prabhupada wanted. He wanted to remain. He wanted us to continue the Ritvik process that he had set up. In 1975, in 1975, he wrote to the GBC, he wrote to one GBC, he said the GBC are to become the Shiksha Gurus. I am the initiator Guru. Srila Prabhupada is the initiator Guru. He never gave any other instruction to the GBC. He said, you become Shiksha Gurus. And he said, become. They weren't actually acting as Shiksha Gurus yet at that time. They never, but he said, you become. He wanted this. But he is the Diksha Guru. So, I want to thank, because after I made the video presentation, I made like 30 hours of video presentation, and finally in 2022, I actually was able to put it up online. And, which I started back in 2008. And after I did so, Chanchalapati, Madhu Pandit saw it, and Chanchalapati immediately said, you need to make this into a book. So I want to thank Madhu Pandit Prabhu, and Chanchalapati, and Shama Balava, and all of the devotees here who have helped with this book, publishing it, and they didn't actually ask me to change anything. They didn't say, oh, you need to add this, you need to take this out. So they simply helped me publish this book for Srila Prabhupada, to restore his proper position within his mission, within this sampradaya. He is still the current Acharya, Diksha Guru of this sampradaya and his mission. He never selected a successor. And I do want to thank Radhe Shyam. He's been my assistant in helping me in this in the last year and a half. Stand up, Prabhu. He has helped me very much with this, so I want to thank him. And I must most of all thank Srila Prabhupada for his mercy. During that time, I was praying for his guidance, and it is all due to his mercy. Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON's founder, Acharya, Diksha Guru, Vishwa Guru, Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya.
Thank you, Amiyatma Prabhu. Hare Krishna. We have just about another 15 minutes of programs remaining. And now I call upon His Grace, Tattva Darshan Prabhu, to deliver his talk. Mic stand, please. It's okay.
10 minutes. Is it on?
On? 10 minutes here. The first thing I want to say is that I've associated very closely with all the gurus, the GBCs, ISKCON leaders and devotees since 1973. So we're looking at over 50 years. Very close. And I have to say that the devotees in ISKCON Bangalore group of temples are some of the finest devotees that I've ever seen in all my sojourn through Krishna consciousness. They are real. The highest compliment that one could give anybody is that he's a Prabhupada man for us Vaishnavas. And I can say that these devotees are so well behaved, so mannered, so disciplined, so Krishna conscious, and they are all Prabhupada men. The second thing I'd like to say here is concerning Amiyatma had made the statement that the GBC asked him to find out what is this Ritvik system. They asked him and he came around. Now, way back in 1983, beginnings of 80s, the GBC asked one of our prominent GBC men named Balavanta to find out what is this rumor about Prabhupada was poisoned. Balavanta was a man that Srila Prabhupada said could become the President of the United States of America. He's a very top lawyer who goes everywhere in helicopters and all kind of things. He's not just a simple ordinary man. So Balavanta, on the order of the GBC, he started some forensic examinations, he started some interviews, and he told the GBC there's some credibility here. They took him off the project. They put him off, and they took him off the GBC also. Then the next one was the final order. We call it the final order now. There was a Giridhari Swami, an all-American star devotee. And Tamal Krishna asked Balavanta, Tamal Krishna asked you, and Tamal Krishna asked Giridhari, who was his close associate, tell me, what is this Ritvik? So Giridhari came up with a paper that later became the final order. So we can see there's a very big correlation here. Now let's take a little walk in history. Let's go back to 1978, when ISKCON Karnataka, ISKCON Bangalore was registered by Shankarbrit. I had a lot of association with Shankarbrit, and I asked him, why did you do this? He said, Prabhupada told me. He told me that in 1978 in front of Prabhupada's Samadhi at 3 o'clock in the morning when we were doing 24-hour kirtan. And he said, you come to Karnataka. But I didn't come. 1980 in Karnataka. Practically speaking, because of the guru system, the GBC, South India was devastated. All the temples were closed except for Hyderabad. There was no Trivandrum. There was no Madras any longer. There was no Bangalore. So we came on the order of the GBC. We came. And there was a house just down the street from here, West Accord Road. There was an old devotee in there, Gauranga, who was one of the leaders of the Radha Damodar party. He was in there with his wife, a disciple, again, of Tamal Krishna Maharaj. And he was only here a few months, and nothing really happened. And they asked me to come down and do something in Bangalore. So Gauranga met me, him and his wife, Krishna Vaishya. And I said, so what's going on? He said, there's nothing going on here. He said, there's a box in the closet. You can find out anything we know or anything about Bangalore ISKCON in that box. So at that same time, when Gauranga left, Jaya Pataka Swami and one other erstwhile sannyasi by the name of Satyadanya came to Bangalore to tell me how to run the Bangalore temple. I pulled the box out of the closet in front of them. In the box was Gaurnitai, who is now the presiding Utsava deity on the Gaurnitai altar here. There were some pictures of Gaurnitai getting an Abhishekam. I said, oh, this deity is installed, right? So Satyadanya and I took a bed. We took a bed, we stood it up, we put a table underneath it, we put some cloth on it, and we had Mangal Arti for for Gornitai, because they're installed. They're the presiding deities of Bangalore, who had been in Bull Temple Road with Shankarbrit, and then put into a box. But something else was remarkable that was in the box. There was a certificate from the Registrar of Societies of Karnataka. I can't remember exactly, ISKCON of Karnataka, ISKCON of Bangalore. It was a registration certificate, 1978. I said to Jaya Maharaj, I said, what is this? We didn't know all about these bureaus and Ritvik. We didn't know anything back then. Jaya Maharaj told me, and this is something Shankarbrit told me too, two things. Jaya Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada told me that Karnataka will be the first Krishna conscious state in India. And if we look through all the Puranas, the Itihasas, the Upanishads, everything, there's only one name in India of a state that still exists today. I don't, as far as a state goes. That's Karnataka. There was no Andhra, there was no Kashmir, none of these states. So Prabhupada said Karnataka will become the first Krishna conscious state in India. And this was collaborated by some other devotees too, like I said, even by Shankarbrit. So then I said, what is this certificate? And Jaya Maharaj says, I don't know, but I know Prabhupada said that we could register a society in Karnataka. He denies this today. So this certificate was there. I hung it on the wall. One day, Bhakta Madhusudan came into the temple. And he said, what is that certificate? I said, oh, that's ISKCON of Karnataka. Prabhupada said to make it. And there was another guy, he was a little shetty on a bicycle. He used to ride around. And he came and he said, can I be of any service? I was with Shankarbrit. I was with Gauranga. Is there anything I can do? I said, what is this certificate? He says, oh, that was your Guru Maharaj's desire, that you have a registration in Karnataka, and Shankarbrit did it. Huh? A little shetty on a bicycle. I don't even remember which shetty he was. So I said, so what is this? He said, well, you're registered, and he said, down there on Kempagoda Road is the Register of Societies. You're registered there. I said, well, what has happened in the last 2 years? Shankarbrit left. ISKCON Karnataka was finished. The only hint we had was a certificate. There was no other hint. So I asked Mr. Shetty, can you go down to the Register of Societies? We knew enough at that time. File nil accounts. At least keep the society active. File nil account. So he went down and he filed nil account, and he got a certificate that there were nil accounts for 1980, 78, 79. We don't know where they are now, but it happened. So like this was a seed planted, and Madhu Pandit Prabhu, he remembered this all these years. Then a time came when this house on West Accord Road wasn't good enough. So we applied under Rent Control Act for a house for ISKCON in Bangalore. And I left, I went somewhere, Satvik came in, he was the president. I became the BBT manager, I took over Andhra Pradesh zone, different things. And later, Madhu Pandit moved into the same house with ISKCON of Karnataka certificate, a rental house, under the same application. So to say that this didn't exist, and that Jaya Maharaj didn't know anything about it, and then of course, they did the BDA application and everything. So I just wanted to mention Guru Prasad Balavan Natasmat Guru Balavataram. There's nothing stronger than the power of the Guru. There's no substance in this universe that exists that's more powerful than Guru Prasad. And Prabhupada said, Karnataka will become the first Krishna conscious state, and Prabhupada said, register a society here. So we can see the manifestation here by all these wonderful devotees. So this is the transcendental arrangement of the Lord. Nothing is by accident. Yasya deva para bhaktir yatateva tato guru tashayati kiti arta prakashanti mahatmanaha. I was speaking to our devotee the other day, Guru Kripa, and he said that Prabhupada told him that the most important verse we have is Yasya deva para bhaktir yatateva tato guru. There's no verse more important than that. So based on this verse, this is all manifesting by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Nimitta Matram, become my instrument. We give the credit to so many wonderful devotees, leading by Madhu Pandit Prabhu, but actually, this is Krishna's play. This is Srila Prabhupada's play. This is the golden age. This is the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. And our other wonderful devotee here, Shambhu Prabhu, has just written an entire book about Bharat Bhumi Haila Manusya Janmaya Jari Karakara Upakara. So the army that is going to take over this world in Krishna consciousness when we go into ashes in World War III, which is, we're in the middle of, it's happening already, will be stemming from these wonderful, great Vaishnav examples. This is the army of Lord Chaitanya building that will flood this entire planet with Krishna consciousness. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Tattvadarshan Prabhu. I now invite, this is going to be the concluding talk, I now invite His Grace Satvik Prabhu for his talk on this occasion.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. It is natural for devotees who are facing difficulties, dilemmas, doubts, to take shelter of the Lord for guidance, for solutions. And sometimes devotees have arguments, differences, and they also take shelter of the Lord to solve these differences. So here we see two parties, the ISKCON Bangalore and the Bombay ISKCON, having differences, arguments, and though both parties took shelter of the law of the land, they chose to actually beg for the mercy of Sri Narasimha to guide them and to actually judge who is right, who is wrong. Now the question is, how does the Lord Sri Narasimha manifest His will? We certainly could not expect the Lord to come out of a pillar of the Supreme Court. So how will He manifest His will? And I am sure that if the judges gave a favorable judgment in favor of ISKCON Mumbai, they would have attributed that as the mercy of Sri Narasimha Dev. So my humble prayer to these Vaishnavas who begged for the mercy of the Lord to actually give an impartial judgment, that it was not actually the judges who gave that verdict, but it was Lord Narasimha. it was Lord Narasimha. We prayed, Vaishnavas pray for truth. We faced difficulties. We were attacked in many different ways, and we placed our life and case to the lotus feet of Sri Narasimha Dev. My dear Lord, kindly do whatever you want. It is your institution. It is your movement. This movement was predicted by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya came to inaugurate a Sankirtan movement, and it is meant to create a revolution in the heart of all the people of this world. So he gave his impartial, just judgment that ISKCON Bangalore is the right owner of Sri Radha Krishna Chandra Temple. So I am I know that this is also live, and many devotees from the ISKCON side are watching this. And maybe some of the leaders of ISKCON are also watching him. My humble prayer to them is that you took shelter of Sri Narasimha Dev. We took shelter of Sri Narasimha Dev. Let us be happy with the judgment given by Sri Lord Narasimha. Let us bury the hatchet. Let us bury this hatchet of fights and confusions and simply accept the will of Srila Prabhupada. That will is that I remain the spiritual master of this institution. If a father tells his son, from now on, you bring me a glass of milk every day. Now, the son has no business to give a time frame to that instruction. That instruction is valid until the father gives it a different instruction. The only instruction given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is that they are my disciples and you are my representatives from now on. Henceforward means now on. So we, the GBC, had no business to change that instruction, to give it a time frame. It is for as long as ISKCON exists, His Divine Grace is our shelter, is our master, is the captain of the boat that will lead us to the other side of this ocean of birth and death. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Tattvadarshan Prabhu. His Grace Shambhu Prabhu wishes to speak for a minute, and after his talk, we shall have the Guru Puja. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I declined to speak because I'm traveling all over this great land. Like Madhu Pandit and Vasudev has told you, I'm promoting a book. Anyone who was born as a human being in Bharat Bhumi, India, they have no idea how fortunate they are. In fact, I just came off a 5-city tour from Hyderabad to Secunderabad, then from Secunderabad went to Nellore, then from Nellore went to Gurdur, then from Gurdur I ended up in Tirupati. And I had just returned back to Srirangam base. Then I got the news of the decision. Now, I have friends on both sides of the aisle, and I know the history. But Madhu Pandit and Chhatrapati, they are great friends of mine. We have a mutual friend who also was Shravanananda Prabhu. Of course, he's no longer with us. He has so much love for this devotee. And if you are a friend, you support your friends. If you have loyalty to your friends, you support them no matter what. So, how could I not come here? How could I not support my friend who is serving Srila Prabhupada so sincerely? There's no doubt. And so I'm honored to be even invited. And I just pray in Srila Prabhupada's mercy to continue, and it will continue, because you judge the results. The proof is in the pudding. You judge a thing by its results. Look at the results. And on that note, I just want to thank for the Prabhus for inviting me and to be amongst you, great souls, because I did 15 years of researching Prabhupada's conversations, lectures, morning walks on that subject matter of all you here in this room who took in birth as a human being, and how fortunate you are and how blessed you are under Srila Prabhupada's umbrella. So I just want to encourage you to continue on this path and continue serving Prabhupada under this umbrella here, and surely you will get the desired results, because it's shown by the sincerity from these devotees up here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Shambhu Prabhu. I would like to gratefully appreciate the gracious presence of all the guests on the stage and thank them for participating in today's Vijayotsava festival. I especially thank the visiting Srila Prabhupada's disciple, His Grace Amiyatma Prabhu, His Grace Tattvadarshan Prabhu, His Grace Satvik Prabhu, His Grace Shambhu Prabhu, and also all other GBC devotees present here on stage for having come and graced the auspicious event today. We all feel blessed by your presence. Request a round of applause for all the devotees on the stage. Srila Prabhupada ki. I have 1 minute more announcements. So we will begin the Guru Puja in just a few moments. During the Guru Puja, all the devotees seated here can come up on the stage and offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada. In the first round of devotees coming up, all the sponsors who are seated this side may come up together from this side, enter, offer flowers, and exit from the same side, and then you may proceed for prasadam. The prasadam venue for all the sevakartas is right below this floor. This is the second floor. On the first floor is your prasadam arrangement. And parallelly, while the sponsors are coming up on the stage for offering flowers, the devotees seated here, the temple devotees, may also come up and offer the flowers. And after this is over, all the devotees seated behind can come up and offer flowers. All the women devotees are requested to please come up on this side of the stage and exit to the same side, and men devotees can come up from that side. And I request devotees to please offer the flowers a little quickly. Please do not pay obeisances here, as we are a large number of devotees. You may offer your obeisances from below. The Sadhika devotees prasadam arrangements is in the FRDC hall, and all other congregation devotees prasadam arrangement is in this venue, and if there is place, in the floor below this. So, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Jai Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. The prasadam venue for the folk devotees is in the English lecture hall. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Satvik Prabhu will lead the Guru Puja. He is an excellent singer.
Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Hare
Iti
Krishna.
Namine
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Devotees can start coming up for offering flowers. In a minute's time, we will start
Shri
simultaneously.
Guru
flower offering.
Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Muhi Savadana Mate Bando Muhi Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bai E Baba Toriya Jai Jahara Prasade Bai Hey Baba Toriya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoy Ja Hoy De Krishna Prapti Hoy Ja Hoy Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya Aikya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya Aikya Harana Kori Omane Asha Charana koriyo mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Shri Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Shakudan dilo Jai Jamme Jamme Prabhu say. Chakudana dilo Jai Jamme Jamme Prabhu say. Dibye Gyana Ridde Prokasito. Dibye Gyana Ridde Prokasito. Prema Bhakti ja hoite avidya vinasajate. Prema Bhakti ja hoite avidya vinasajate. Vedegai Jahara Charito. Vedegai Jahara Charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Lokena Lokera Jivana. Lokena Lokera Jivana. Prabhupada Lokera Jivana. Ha ha Prabhu Koro Daya Deho More Padachaya. Koro Daya Deho More Padachaya. Ha Prabhu Koro Daya Deho More Padachaya. Koro Daya Deho More Padachaya. Ha ha Prabhu Koro Daya Deho More Padachaya. Prabhu Koro Daya Deho More Padachaya. Ha Jaya, Deo More Pada Jaya.
Prabhu Gurudaya Deo More Pada Jaya.
Hebe Yasa Gushuk Tribhuvana. Hebe Yasa Gushuk Tribhuvana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Due pade loilo sarana. Aha Prabhu Koro Daya Deo More Pada Jaya.
Prabhu Koro Daya Deo More Pada Jaya.
Aha Prabhu Koro Daya Deo More Pada Jaya.
Prabhu Koro Daya Deo More Pada Jaya.
Bebe Yasa Gusha Tribhuvana. Ebe Yasa Gusha Tribhuvana. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Hariva
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,